What's good, fam? Welcome back if you've been here before, or welcome if you are new. Today, I've decided to do something different because I've been thinking about this channel as well as what it has meant for me since I started this a little over a year ago. Now, if you're new to the channel, I started this channel to document me creating and playing with my creative players in the Fictional Basketball League, or FBL for short, on 2K20 and 2K21, with the expectation that I would eventually migrate this entire league over to the latest and greatest version of 2K when the time permitted. Now, I always knew that this channel wouldn't be limited to just 2K videos, but recently I've been thinking it would be dope to highlight some of my favorite gamers on YouTube and share them with you. So, today, we have the first episode in a series where I'm happy to spotlight Source Spy because I'm a firm believer of giving people their roses while they are still here. It's no secret that I love video games, and at the end of every FBL episode, I express just how much I love them, which ain't cap. And to keep it a buck, if I didn't have to work or study, I'd probably spend 20 hours a day just playing video games. In fact, that's exactly what I used to do before I had to work and study. The reason for this is because all of my greatest interests have compelling stories, great character development, and they're able to elicit some or all of the human emotions like Naruto, The Last of Us franchise, or Avatar: The Last Airbender. I intentionally started my channel to make sure I stay connected with what I love as I continue to do these adult things, which leads me to Source Spy, or Source Spy 91 by the YouTube handle. Now, I would say a little over a year ago, like well before I started this channel, I was looking to watch Metal Gear Solid 3 because I never got a chance to play the game or the games that came after. So while searching through YouTube, I had to go through a lot of duds, but eventually I came across Source's full game video. Now, what caught my attention is Source's avatar of Cloud from the recent Final Fantasy remake, and I kid you not, the original Final Fantasy VII is my favorite RPG of all time, so this got me hyped. Then, after clicking on Source's channel, I saw the banner with who I now know to be Punished or Venom Snake, but I originally thought that was Big Boss. So I was like, yo, I have to give Source a shot, and truth be told, I haven't looked back since. Now let me tell you why. First, Source plays a lot of the games that I would typically play and then some, having introduced me to A Plague's Tale, which I highly recommend. Now, if you go to Source's channel, you're going to find a lot of games and playlists to choose from to get really immersed into a franchise or story. Second, what I absolutely appreciate is that there is no commentary, which you need sometimes to truly appreciate what is being said and accomplished during the game. In fact, it's because of Source that I kind of switched up how I rolled out the Far Cry episodes. So the OGs might remember this, but for those of you that are new, the very first Far Cry episode I dropped was absolutely cringeworthy. I was talking over it, trying to make it entertaining because it was a voiceover after the fact, not live. It was just a hot mess and I absolutely hated it. So it's because of Source I actually switched that up because I felt that if folks want to watch the game, they don't need all of the distractions because they want to watch the game for what the game is. So Source, if you ever watch this video, I appreciate you for that. The third reason I appreciate Source is that Source drops a video almost daily, which I absolutely save to watch while I'm having dinner. Compared to myself, who has been very sporadic with my drops, I will say that I truly appreciate Source for that. And so I know I just took a jab at myself, but at least for those of you that are part of the family, you'll know I'll never lie to you. I'll always be honest with you. And then the final thing I would say is that, well, this is actually not the final thing, but another reason I would say is that Source actually helped me improve my gameplay because the developers, when they develop games, they intend us for us to play the game in a specific way. And oftentimes we don't do that, right? So for example, I love Assassin's Creed because stealth is absolutely required unless you want to get the beats put down on you. But sometimes impatience gets the best of us and you end up button mashing and getting served. And so when I watched Source play Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater and the subsequent games using stealth tactics and effective combat skills, this is what catapulted Source to the top of my list. I would say there is an art to playing video games as the character you're playing as while making the video entertaining. So you'll find Source doing the same thing in Call of Duty, The Last of Us, which I truly think is phenomenal. And the way that second game ended, it sent me, man. But there are so many other games that Source has played and has done a phenomenal job of walking through. So I can go on and on about what makes Source's channels great, but the best way for you to learn is to experience Source's content yourself. So I highly recommend, and I will ask you to please check out Source's page for great content that's out there. I left the link to Source's page down below in the description. I promise you, you will not forget it. Or I should say, regret it. And that's going to do it for this episode, fam. It's a short one, I know, but I just wanted to take the time out to give Source Spy 91 their kudos for just stellar content and great gameplay. So if there are other gamers on YouTube that you feel deserves a spotlight, let me know down in the comments, because I'd love to see what games they're playing and how they play it. Because like I said, I really love doing this stuff. This is all just fun for me. So in any event, until the next episode, fam, as always, keep grinding, keep growing, and keep shining. One.